I work as a producer in live entertainment inside a theme park at the Land of Legends in Turkey, and I coordinate branded experiences and shows with well-known brands like Nickelodeon, Paramount, and Animacore brands. My job is to create and manage shows, character experiences, and special events connected to those brands. So my work sits between creativity, production side, and daily operations. On this channel, I want to show how this industry actually looks like from the behind the scenes, and this is the first week of documenting all of that. And in that episode, I would like to show more of how the producer job is actually looks like. If you're curious about live entertainment, show business, I hope you will find something useful here. Our entertainment office is inside the Nickelodeon Hotel in Antalya, and as you can see, everything here is bright, colorful, and fully branded. On the way to office, I passed the costume department and even the laundry area, which feels a bit random, but that's just backstage life here. And we also have the kids club in this area where a lot of daily children activities happens. In the morning, I usually grab a coffee and often see my team already training in the gym, which always makes me so happy. And after that, I head to the office to review the entertainment program for the next week. We check the character appearances, meet and greets, day of changes, and also the schedule for the Land of Legends mobile app, because that's usually the first thing our guests will see. So now I'm finally ready. That's my first time ever wearing that outfit, and actually I like it. That's a really high quality material, and I added a Marshall character here. Now I'm actually in a very calm phase. I'm preparing many new shows. Why it's calm phase? Because I'm just chilling in the office and working by myself without anybody, in silence, and preparing all the shows and writing the concepts, the scripts, deciding what the playlist will be, if it will be some props, what the characters will be, how it's going to be operated in the program, where we will place that, how we will market that. So yeah, as I told, I'm working on specifically branded experiences and character appearances, all the character shows, meet and greets, kids activations, family interactions, or big shows, seasonal shows. So for now, we are building the cooking masterclass with the characters, party with the characters in a theme park. So yeah, this year is more about family interactions, parties, having fun, playing. So what I'm not doing in my job, I'm doing everything from the zero till the end with all the production and preparing everything for the operation. What I'm not doing, I'm not making the choreography. For sure. I have a captain in my team who's making the choreography. We have another choreographer, and I'm not doing staging. I can come and show the whole picture every time. I'm working more with the whole picture, all the documents and approvals and all the assets, because I'm working with the creative libraries of IP and brands. But yeah, I'm not doing the staging. I'm not physically doing something, if that makes sense. So every time, firstly, when I'm starting from the concept, I'm starting from the paper. I put everything on paper, my thought, every tiny detail, how I think that show gonna be, all the things, all the details. Of course, then I'm diving to the references, doesn't matter, it's YouTube, Pinterest, going to the music, trying to look at that experience from every different angle. And then the structure is finalized. When everything already on the dock, I'm trying to understand how I can make that experience themed, how it can be branded. Will be connected to the character, to the story, or to the IP world? And of course, then it goes to the partners to approvals for the first feedback, and then the script will be revised many times. The concept is actually a nice space. It's a playground, but sometimes you're gonna stuck in one room for many hours, just trying to understand what you're trying to tell to the people, what they want, and what business side wants. Now we head into one of the most important places for us, where creative ideas actually start coming to life, our rehearsal studio, and we walk in there from the hotel through the shopping avenue. You'll probably see this place quite often in my videos. And now we are going to check how the team is working on choreography for one of our branded experiences.
6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, up.
is Saturday, and as you can see, I dyed my hair. I hope you noticed that. So today I want to show you more operational side of my work. As soon as the show and any experiences launched, we go into the phase of the quality assurance. Entertainment, once the experience already exists, we need to make sure that this experience running really well. And today I will show you how we maintain quality in our theme park, and I will show you some of the experiences which I am coordinating. Right now I'm getting ready for the meeting with my team. I'm preparing my notes. We have a weekly notes meeting where I'm giving all the notes about the character appearances, what the plan will be for the upcoming week, if we have some off changes, schedule changes, program changes, our upcoming new shows. At the same time, we have a meeting with one of the creators. He is a former circus performer from the Cirque du Soleil, and he came here to give workshops on the comedy performance and to create one act for our signature evening show.
I saw Tilly with the pink bag also. Why everyone have pink?
Pink is good color.
I will come, I will say, yeah, we keep it or we not keep it. So trying to keep it consistent because we working with the guests like as a first touch, and they trust us, they trust the brand. And believe me, in our world now, one mistake, one word can cost us.
So, talking about operations, when I watch a show, I try to look at several things at once. Of course, I observe the performers, the energy, timing, and interaction, but I also watch the guests, what they react to, what they notice, what they interact with the most. And at the same time, there are many operational details to pay attention to, like a costume, sound quality, guest flow, and how comfortable the experience is for performers. So as you can see, in general, I work from different locations throughout the day because the area is huge. We have a full theme park with Nickelodeon brand and Masha and the Bear, and we have two hotels, Nickelodeon Hotel, Kingdom Hotel, which is placed on the shopping avenue area. So it's almost impossible to see everything in one day. I usually split it across several days and move between locations. And what I'm actually looking at, it's not only the show itself. Of course, I check performances, quality, timing, energy, interaction, but more importantly, I look at the full picture, all the connections, all the branded elements, how everything works together as a one world. I'm also always paying attention to guest flow and the guest journey, how guests move through the space, where they stop, what they engage with, because this helps a lot of in understanding how consistent the experience is and where the new moments or performances should be placed. Today is International Women's Day. And basically I'm off on Sunday, but I would like to see what our team prepared for all the girls. And I had a wish that the artists could dance the Magic Mike. I hope they heard my wishes, and I think it will be nice. Красивая женщина.
See everyone here who is coming to us, and I really love everyone who is working with us.
So we decided with the boyfriend to go to the city for a little date, and usually my weekends are pretty simple. I either stay at home or work in parallel projects, same as him, but today felt like a good moment for the celebration to break and just go out. And honestly, I really feel like Antalya is one of the most best places to live and work. Just look at this. Sometimes it really feels like we are somewhere in the Miami, everything's so calm, so beautiful and just easy.
We usually spend weekends together, and the funny thing that we are both in the same industry. He is a creative and production entertainment director, so yes, we never really stop talking about work. We share ideas, discuss what happened during the week, exchange thoughts, insights, and honestly, we don't really separate work and life. We don't believe in that. For us, work is part of our life and something we generally enjoy.
I want to express gratitude to my man because he made such a meaningful present for me. He just told me that every day I was sharing with him stories about Chanel fashion house because I'm learning now the phase when Karl Lagerfeld bring new vision and new branding for Chanel, and he said that it was so inspiring. So I decided that this present will be very meaningful for you.
Hi everyone! I honestly don't know how to come back to normal life after my perfect, amazing day off. It honestly felt like a small vacation. So, but we on Monday. So Monday is for me more about administrative work, some documentation and project management. This is when I will review all the projects we are working on and coordinate all the steps with different teams. At the beginning of the week, I usually look at the big milestones for the week and then break them down into the smaller tasks for each day. Right now we are on preparation phase for opening the season, so there are many different experiences moving forward at the same time. And big part of today is just follow up where every project stands. For example, we preparing programs for upcoming Turkish holidays here, and part of our team will go to Nickelodeon Play in Istanbul. It's a family center with Nickelodeon brand, Nickelodeon experience. And I will also travel there and present that program. So today I need to prepare the playlist, the choreography, all coordination with different departments, and tickets for the teams, hotels, and etc. I just need to coordinate and organize that. At the same time, we are working with marketing teams on several projects, so I need to follow up some of the designs, costumes, props, and all other production needs. So Mondays are really about coordination and understanding where every project stands. Right now, also we are waiting several approvals from our partners on some different experiences, concepts, scripts. And once the approvals come in, we can move forward for the next steps of the production. I'm just look like a lion today, really. So today was mostly about follow-ups, checks and coordination, pre-boarding stuff. We were finalizing the merchandising, also selection for the product placement for our choreography for the Tour of Antalya event. Our performance will be part of it, and so we had to make sure everything fits visually and works with the performance. Another thing, I was reviewing our guest offerings, especially birthday experiences. For example, today we had a birthday event and I was analyzing the packages we currently provide. We also receiving requests for additional experiences like characters visiting guest rooms, so I needed to understand wherever we should expand or adjust these offerings.
I'm feeling so tired today. I have no any energy. That's why I bring myself to the gym. And basically, this is what I do every time. As soon as I have too much thoughts, as soon as I'm an overthinker or I don't have energy at all, I'm bringing myself every time to the gym, and it helps to my brain a lot. So I believe that sport is a hidden super tool for all creative people because our mind is buzzing every time with so many thoughts, and as soon you start to do any physical activities, your brain is going to clean. Really, everything, every thought come into specific box. Just believe me. Just believe me, as soon as I go to a treadmill or I'm doing full physical workout, at that time I'm really sometimes finalizing some of the creations, some of the ideas, and it helps me so much. And I believe it needed for every person. So I hope I inspired you to go to gym, not to the gym, not only to the gym. You can go walk on the street, you can go to the treadmill, you can dance, you can go to the bicycle, you can go to the swimming pool. Just as soon as you have too much thoughts and you become an overthinker, just help to your mind, take the energy from here to all your body. The most hardest things about the shootings, it's coordinating the characters, the mascot performers, and kids actors, because kids actors sometimes takes much more time, and you can imagine how it's hard to take a long hours in a costume.
So I think I can show you today how I work across teams. So most of the time I collaborate with the marketing department because our experiences requires promotional campaigns, special offers for the guests, photo shoots. We also work together on designs and visual materials when new experiences are developed, or maybe, for example, we bring in something new for the theme park area, some specific design elements, for example, for meet and greet signs, for the backdrop, like also designs for the area. Another very important department is a guest relation, with who we work day by day, because we receiving the feedback from the guests, their special requests. The feedback helps us to create new offerings and just understand is the guests really enjoying the experience. And we also collaborate with the merchandise department, since sometimes merchandise becomes entertainment itself through product placement or promotion. So in many ways, producing entertainment is about connecting all these teams together. So today, for example, we have a shooting of special offering, VIP Star Chicken welcoming with the Nickelodeon characters. I need to coordinate the event Tour of Antalya. Also, I have a few requests for the birthday organizations through the guest relation. And I think that's it. Other it's ongoing operation follow-up.
You know what is anecdote? Okay. You will explain later on to Ralina, she doesn't know it.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was. There is no anecdotes in my country.
Yes.
As I told before, my job is to develop live entertainment experiences inside these worlds, shows, character experiences, events, and coordinate them with the brand teams. When you create branded experiences, the first step is actually understanding the brand. Brands usually provide some branded guidelines, creative libraries, access to their shows, stories of the characters, creative references. From there, you will have to learn the personality of the characters, tone of the brand, values of the brand. This is actually part of my job, where I'm studying all these materials and making sure that my team also understand them. For example, I also work as a Nickelodeon trainer, where I share all information with our artists about guest communication, tone of the brand, all the shows, so everything on how to stay consistent with the brand. And when we start developing branded experience, basically we starting with the concept deck, the main idea, the big idea. We share it with our partners, firstly to understand if it fits their strategy. Sometimes we also can discuss it during our Zoom calls, brainstorm ideas, so we can understand, can we go to design phase. Usually at this stage you'll have lots of questions from both of the sides. Is it also fits the company's strategy and direction, and is it the right time to do that? That aligns with all the events which you're preparing for that year. So many questions. So many things needs to be covered at that stage. One thing I noticed while creating the concepts, that sometimes ideas become too complicated. You work with big brands, sometimes you feel big weight on your shoulders and you want to make your idea the most perfect and amazing, but the best experiences are usually very simple and very clear for the audience. Many times I had to rewrite my concepts because they were overcomplicated. So when you're working with the brands, I think one of the most challenging parts is timing. Branded experiences go through several approval stages. First is the concept, and then the design phase with the script, music, costumes, props, and the final will be run through with all the things, with all the assets which you will have in your show and rehearsal video. And because of that, ideas needs to be submitted months before the launch, best like 4-5 months in advance. And this is where for me is the most hardest part, because everybody thinks that it's so easy to contact to the partners and say, oh, we can do that show tomorrow. No, that's not so fast, that's not so easy. And if you want to have a really good experience, a good quality of the show, so like in any production, you have to make it in advance. Just with all the documentation and approval process, it will take much more time. And so today I got a feedback of one of the experience, and I need to revise the script. There is just a small tiny details which I need to make. Then I will go to design phase. I need to contact the marketing team and write the request for design assets for that experience. Once the designs is approved, we'll go to the production, and as soon as the production is ready, we will go to one more stage of the approval. Yeah, I'm working with a few scripts today, and yesterday I told on production meeting to my team that I'm gonna take all the kids shows. I want to turn that to experience rather than just a show, so maybe we can have much more interaction with the audience. So we have to improve all that shows. We need to update the playlist. I want to work with the costumes. Yeah, and I have an idea to have some souvenirs after every kids show. Our kids shows program basically goes every evening at the same time, just different shows day by day. And I want to add some souvenirs, so our guests will turn to the Boy Scouts, if I can say like that. So during their stay, they will collect some badges of the shows. For example, if you was watching the science show, you'll have a pin like best scientist or something like that. So I want to work with this. They could bring some physical memories after live shows and activations, interactions. So what I just wanted to share, that a lot of people think that working with the brands means less creativity because you have to follow a framework. But for me, it's actually the opposite. You still need to come up with the strong ideas. They just need to work inside the logic of the brand, its characters and its world. That's what makes the process interesting. And for me, working with the brands feels a bit like visiting someone else's home. You come with ideas like bringing a gift. Sometimes the gift stays on the shelf, sometimes it doesn't. But the most important part is respect and collaboration. As someone who is naturally very straightforward, it took me time to understand that communication with the brands is often very subtle, and your ideas need to support your company's strategy while also respecting the brand's world and values. Let me show you how I work with props designs. For example, now we creating the cooking masterclass with special characters, which I will not announce now. But anyways, if you're working with IP and you have some branded elements, you have to prepare all the designs and submit them. But basically, if you have some generic props, you don't have to go through all the approval processes, but you have to share at least some references. So here is some references which I'm making now. For example, that a chicken costume for the families, giant chief hat, some ingredients as a soft balls. I'm actually generating all the images for the references through the ChatGPT, and it's quite nice for the references. Hi everyone, it's Thursday. Today I'm doing a bit of everything. We are at the final stage of preparation event Tour of Antalya, where our artists will be performing, but actually they already started that event today. I saw so many bicycles in the morning, they already started the race. Today I just want to check artist placement, where we're gonna make our cheerleading performance. Is it the stage ready? At the same time, I'm still working on program preparation for Istanbul. So basically finalizing the playlist. Everything else, finalizing the concepts, the props, the costumes for other experiences. It's so sunny today. Also, we have a production meeting today because we need to check with the teams where we are. I think that's it, but actually during the day anything can be added. What is really interesting is how the Land of Legends became a host venue for many large events. Before we started with just some of the concerts on the shopping avenue, then it turned, as I remember, for hosting Victoria's Secret event. It was absolutely stunning and amazing. Ironman came, one more sport event,
and now this is our first time hosting Tour of Antalya. One of my dream ideas for the Land of Legends is one day to host with Nickelodeon brand some kind of event like a Kids' Choice Awards, but with a bit different format. I imagine something built around children and families and kids and its hearts. Something about real audience of the brand. A day where all kids can feel celebrated, getting attention, taking some symbols, maybe some presents, and interact with the brand across different parts of the park. Of course, it will be still a strong PR moment because probably some influencers, artists, and celebrities could be invited. But the difference would be that people could not only watch it from the TV, but actually live it inside of the park. For the Land of Legends, it would strengthen its image as a top family destination, which we already are, but we can of course improve it. Nickelodeon, it would turn the brand into a real life celebration of childhood because it's actually in their values. They celebrate not only the kids of all ages, families, kids inside of us. So I can imagine that it could be very fun making slime activations in different parts of the park. Maybe to put a biggest slime on the avenue with mapping. Yeah, I'm talking about the things which requires a huge budget. But who can stop us to imagine something? Somebody is doing a really good promotion. Actually, this one, as I remember, it's a Turkish brand. You know, I just wanted to share that I also think that this job is actually very good for my personality because most of the time it pushes me out from my comfort zone. By nature, I'm a very introverted person. Honestly, my dream life before was becoming a writer somewhere far in Ireland with a fireplace. And in many ways, the most comfortable part of my work is still in the office, working on the concepts, writing something, discussing with myself. But this job constantly forcing me into the real spaces, real meetings with the real people. And even though I'm not naturally a person who's running first to the people, I know that it helps me to grow so much. Because a lot of important things can be solved only offline, on site. So which is quite amazing that, as you can see in my office, most of the time I'm alone. I'm working here with actually artistic coordinator and operation manager. Operation manager every time busy in HR, artistic coordinator most of the time on rehearsals. So I'm quite happy with that. I can't imagine myself working in a huge office with many people. It could be so hard for me. Before I was doing that, and every time I just was wearing the headphones with a noise reduction. Especially I think my mom is so happy with that I have that kind of the job where I need to go out from my comfort zone. She knows me so well. If not that job, I would really sit at home and will not contact to anyone. Today?
Yes.
Alright,
So 5 minutes walking with characters, and after that we can continue with meet again. What do you think?
so as I told, when you're working in the theme park, you can't rely on the schedule which you prepared for yourself because any day, anything can happen, any task can come to you. So we're actually very flexible with that. We know that anything can happen. So basically, as I previously told, theme park is a huge machine and anything can change anytime. And you have to be ready for that. That's why I think you have to have a good analytical skills to analyze everything what is going on and to reprioritize the task which you had before to focus on something urgent. Like a real key in this kind of work is flexibility.
Мы идем кушать!
Только он на английском.
We will eat! Видос. Ой, эй!
Guys, what's the interesting week it was? I hope it was also interesting to you. And if you have some questions, please let me know below in the comments if someone would see that video or if someone would watch that video till the end. I hope it was interesting for you and I hope I didn't disappoint anyone about my English because, sorry, I'm not native English speaker. I'm trying my best, but it's really hard for me to translate all my thoughts directly to the camera, which is another stressful point for me. But I hope you find something useful here, maybe some inspiration. Yeah, but anyways, if you can put like, subscribe or comment, that will be really helpful for me to find the people who's really interested in that. And I hope I will come here every week to share my thoughts about the industry, some insights. I believe it's so important for the people also who trying to find some information about it, about that industry, because I was that person who was searching through the YouTube to find some similar professions and I couldn't find it. And also for me, it's so important to highlight people behind that industry, to show that it's a huge process, huge work. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that and that you can share something, and see you soon.